Good day, folks. Welcome to Bright Mind Academy, where we bring brilliance to every lesson. Let's continue with circle, analytical geometry, including circle. So it says in the diagram below, the equation of a circle centered with n of those coordinates. This one has an equation of that one. The equation of the circle centered at m, it is this one. Okay, centered at m. Now we know the coordinates of m in this case are going to be -6, negative of that, and negative of that. So the coordinates is going to be -6 and -3. If I have x plus 4 and y minus 3, let's say something like this, the coordinates of the center are going to be what? -4 plus 3. You just change the sign, okay? Yes. So now, and now this, our radius is going to be 5, okay? So our radius SM here, SM is going to be 5 units, because now it is in the standard form. I can just square this and get r. Remember, this is r squared. P and S are tangent to the circle at m, PS and PR, okay? So it means if they are tangent, remember tangent from the common point. Okay, yes, at S and R is PR is parallel to the x-axis. So if this is parallel to the x-axis, now it means now this value here won't change, the value of y won't change throughout this line. And yeah, okay, it just tell you it is just a parallel line like this. Okay, so its equation is going to be y is equal to whatever the value is there, its equation. Okay, a horizontal line has an equation of y is equal to something. Okay, another important part, k has those coordinates. There's a point on PS. Okay, we see that the straight line joining N and M cuts the smaller circle at T and the larger circle at S. Okay, so this straight line here, that's what cuts the smaller circle at T and the bigger circle at S, right? But I want you to see something. Do you remember the property in utilization geometry that says now to you? Remember, this is analytical geometry. It still has a geometry in it. So remember, it says now to us, if this is a tangent, and this is a radius, this angle here, it is 90 degrees. Why? Tangent perpendicular to radius. Tangent perpendicular to radius. Okay, so it means now this line here, it is perpendicular, all of it. Okay. All right. Now, another important part, yeah, I think, yeah. Oh, if I can see this also, this is a straight line. It's going to be a straight line from here to R. It's going to be my radius. This is going to be equal to that, okay? Remember I said here it is 5 from just squaring this. So this is also be 5. Then this is also 90 degrees. The same reason, tan perpendicular to radius. Okay. Now, let's just answer the question. Calculate the coordinates of M. Coordinates of M are just -6 and -3. They did not say calculate, they said write down. So write down. So it's just easy to mark X and Y. All right, with the correct signs, negative, negative. 421, calculate the length of the radius with small circle. Radius with small circle here. So they want the radius, right? So how can you get the radius here? Here is that equation, right? So let's just take this equation and put it in this form. Okay, then we're gonna square this to get the radius. Now how can we do that? We're gonna say, now you're gonna do this for me. Just say this for me. Say now, rearrange this in a order like this. Say it is x squared plus 24x, collect the x's, plus y squared minus 10y, and take all the constants to the other side. Okay, negative 150, 153. Now, don't struggle with this one. How do you get this one? They'll tell you that you have to apply, what's this? uh yeah, I've forgotten that. I'll remember it, but yeah, just say x, this is plus, then divide this by 2. 24 divided by 2 is just 12. Okay, 12 squared. Or they'll say use a yo, squaring, or yeah, something like that. Okay, then let's move on. It's y, it's negative. Yes, just say negative 10 divided by 5 by 2, it is 5. Then you square that, negative 153. But the number that you got here, you have to square it. 12 squared, you'll add it. 12 squared, it is 144. You just add it on the other side, plus a negative 5 squared, it is 25. You just add it. Okay, add it on this side also, 25, like that. Then now you simplify your algebra, you get something like x plus 12 squared plus, do not simplify this, y minus 5 squared, it is equal to, when you simplify this, it is 16. Okay, therefore this is your r squared. If your r squared, it is equal to 16, therefore it means your r, it is equal to plus or minus 4. But remember, your radius it is just a positive value. Okay, so r it is equal to 4 there. Okay, because r, it is just a distance. Okay, just a distance between the two, so it means nt there is gonna be 4. Okay, yes, just square this, you get how much, you get 4 there. Okay, let me highlight that. N to t, it is 4 units. Then s to m, it is 5. S to m, it is 5 there. I don't know why it does not want to do a straight line. Alright, thank you. Okay, that's 5. Let me remove this. Just know this could mean negative 6, negative 3. Oh, sorry. I'm in a position of removing that now. This mess here, I can all remove this. Remove, remove, remove. Now I continue with my equation. It says now to me, uh, the length of TS here. So they wanted this space between here, the red space, right? But can you see that it is along a straight line, this straight line here? Okay, okay. So if I can get this length here from N to M, if I can get that distance and say that distance minus 4 minus 5, I get this little space. Okay, TS. So what I might do now, let me get NM, the distance for NM. Okay, distance for NM is gonna be, you know how to use distance most. I'm gonna say x, negative 6 minus 12 is gonna be plus 12 squared, plus negative 3 minus 5 squared. You know how to use that. I get something like, let me see, 36 plus 64. Then 36 plus it is 100. Then I get something like nm, it is equal to 10. Okay, but now nm, it is equal to what? Can you see that? Nm it is equal to nt plus ts plus sm. Can you see that it is nt, ts, as well as sm? Okay, now I know what is nm. Nm it is 10. What is nt? Nt it is 4 plus ts plus 5. Therefore ts will be equal to 1 unit. When I do my math there, tn will be 1 unit. Okay, I hope you understand that. TS will be 1 unit doing your mathematics there. Okay, let's move on to now determine the equation of the tangent PR. Okay, PR. Now remember, PR, it is this line, right? I remember I told you that if this is just a horizontal line, it will have an equation of y, it is equal to whatever the y value there. Okay, Now let's see. Let's try to see. Let's try to find the coordinate here because this one will be difficult. So remember I said this line will, okay, we'll have a line from M, our center, to R like that, okay? So this will be negative 6 and whatever y value. But how can we get a y value? Remember it is just a point on a circumference of the circle, okay? If it is a point on the circumference of a circle, I can use my formula then for the bigger circle, this one, okay? How can I use that? I will say now, let me substitute x as negative 6. So it's going to be, and find y. Negative 6 plus 6 squared plus y plus 3 squared, it is equal to 25. Remember, I'm trying to solve for what? For y, this is 0. Then it's going to be y plus 3 squared. Let me write that handle. It is equal to 25, okay? What I can do, instead of simplifying, I can just square both sides. This is 25, okay? I can just square both sides. I get what? Y plus 3, it is equal to, remember when you square something, it is plus or minus 5, right? The first one, so it means the first value will be y plus 3, it is equal to 5, or y plus 3, it is equal to negative 5. Now the second one, this one will be y is equal to 2, or y is equal to negative 8. But we need to check the value of r here, is it positive or negative? Can you see that the value of r, it is negative here, the y coordinate, it is negative here. So this one will be a solution, okay? So it means the y value there, it is negative 8. So if you get that this is negative 8 here, therefore it means that this is automatically the equation thereof. Automatically this is the equation of this line, because I said the equation of this line, it is y, it is equal to whatever this value is here, because the y value here won't change, okay? The y value there won't change. So the answer, it is y, it is equal to negative 8. All right, now let's move on to another question. It says now to us, ps, determine the equation of ps. Determine the equation of ps, with ps here, okay, in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. Remember, can I find gradient for ps now? Okay, gradient for ps, it's either use this one for gradient, or I use that one for gradient, or I use this one for gradient, any combo. But now I do not have a coordinate for this one, nor coordinate for this one. Only for this one I know that the y, it is negative 8, because it does not change, but I do not know the x, right? So but remember what I said here. I said this one here, this line here, it is perpendicular to that line there. Why? Because this gives me an angle of 90 degrees, okay? So now what I can do, it is find the gradient of nm, okay? Let me find the what? Find the gradient of nm. How do I find the gradient of nm? I'm gonna say y of n, it is what? 5 minus y of m, it is negative 3, divide by what? Negative 12 minus negative 6. Mathematically, I have 8 divided by negative 6, which is negative 4 divided by 3. But remember, if I'm having perpendicular lines, the gradient of those two, okay, it is equal to negative 1. Okay, if the lines are perpendicular, sorry if I said parallel. Okay, so now the gradient of the tangent ps, or you can just say the gradient of ps, if you mind, is going to be what? The reciprocal of this, which is with a changed sign, okay? So it's going to be 3 divided by 4. If I'm having y, it is equal to, I want you to see this, a divided by b multiplied by negative b divided by a. This and this will cancel, this and this will cancel, but we'll be left with what? Negative 1. Similarly, I should take the reciprocal of this, okay? Can you see that if I multiply this 4 divided by 3 as well as 3 divided by 4, when I multiply out, it gives me just positive 1. So to the other one, I just need to put what? Negative there. If this is negative, it means the other one should be positive. Now that I have the gradient of ps, which is my tangent there. Now that I have the gradient here, what can I use that gradient for? I can say now, okay, now I have a point, okay? So if I have a point, I can say y minus y1, it is equal to m into x minus x1. Y minus, what is y1? I take this point, it is negative 5. I'll say plus 5, negative, negative, right? Gradient 3 divided by 4. What is my x? I just put it as it is negative 17, which is plus 17 thereof. Do you follow me? Yes. So it's going to be y, it is equal to 3 divided by 4x. Then when you do mathematical gymnastics there, let me see, 54 divided by 4 minus 5, something like 31 divided by 4 plus 31 divided by 4. Okay, so this is the equation that they are looking for. Okay, yes, yes, that is the equation that they are looking for there. Okay, you can also say, uh from n to s it is 5 units, right? So if this is the midpoint, if this is, remember this is 1, right? So from here to here it is 5, from here to here it is 5. So it means this one is a midpoint between these two. You can use midpoint formula and get the coordinate of s. By that you'll get the coordinate of s as something like um -9, -1. Then you find the gradient. Okay, you find the gradient using -9 and this one, gradient between ks. Okay, then after getting gradient ks or sk, then you substitute this point or that point again, you'll get the same answer. All right. Okay, now they say to us, quadrilateral ps. Let me just remove this. I might need this maybe for later, I don't know. I might, no, 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 no. Actually, let me do this. I only need this part. Okay, it's fine. I'll just erase it there. Okay, now, let me just remove. Uh, okay, I'm done here. I'm done for 5 marks. That was worth it. Calculate, quadrilateral PSMR is drawn. PSMR, let's see that. PSMR. Let me remove this. PSMR. What's that? PSMR. Can you see that? PSMR. So something of that sort there. Okay. Okay. Can I just have a straight line? That's better. Then there. Okay. Now I have a quadrilateral of that some sort there. I see a quadrilateral, and of course it is a quadrilateral. I mean a kite. Okay. Now remember this, it is 5, okay, from did they want us to calculate it somewhere? No, they did not, okay, but it's fine. Let's just pretend you do not know it for now. But I want you to take note of something. This and this have equal length. Why? Because we are saying tangents from the common point, right? Then this one and this one are equal. Why? We're gonna say they are both what? Radius, okay? Perimeter of PSMR. Now, if I can get this one, I'm good. I'm gonna say SM, it is equal to 5. Why am I saying SM it is equal to 5? Because now it is my what? My. Actually, let me just say SM it is equal to MR, it is equal to 5. Okay, they are both radii, and I know it is very easy to get a radius. I just square root this because it is in a form, in a standard form already. So if these are my, if even if I had something like this, it was gonna be also 5. Okay, yes. That is the first mark I think I might get. Then now, the second point is that I should get PS now. Okay, I should get PS. It's gonna be hard for me to get the coordinates of S. Okay, it won't, but okay. Now, Remember the coordinate here, it is -6, -8. Can I have the coordinates of P? It is something -8. Can I have this x coordinate here? Remember, I have that equation there, okay? I have that equation there. Therefore, I can say if my y it is -8, 3 divided by 4x plus 31 divided by 4. I want to solve for what? For x. Then when you play your math there, I'll just multiply everything by 4, okay? When I multiply everything by 4, it is -32. It is equal to 3x plus 31. Okay, then I take this to the other side, it is negative 63. It is equal to 3x. Therefore, x it is equal to, when I divide there, I get something like 21, -21. Okay, so if this is -21, now that I know p it is -21, I can get the length of PR. But remember, if it is a straight line like this, a horizontal one, remember the y does not change. It means now y, the distance it is x left, x right. So we're gonna say x right minus x left. Okay, so what is x right? X right it is, so you're gonna say PR, which is equal to uh PS. It is equal to -6. Okay, x right minus x left, minus that one, you get something like 15 units. This is 5 units. This is what units? 15 units, right? So if this is 15, 15, 15, 5, 5. Remember, they want what? The perimeter. So the perimeter is going to be straightforward. The perimeter, just add all the sides. So the perimeter will just be 20. Okay. Then the perimeter will be 15 plus 15 of PR and PS plus 5 plus 5. Oh, it is not 20, it is 40. 40 units. I want to believe you all see that. Okay, 40 units. That was not that much difficult. It was a little bit tricky, but not difficult. Okay. Now they say to us, find the. Okay, let me just erase this. For now, I won't erase those lengths. Maybe I might need them. I don't know. This one I'm done. Now they say the ratio of what? Area of NPS to quadrilateral, that one. Where is NPS? NPS. So NPS is something like so there. Let me just say NPS. Okay. That is my NPS. Okay. And then what? Yeah, to quadrilateral, over the area of quadrilateral, PSMR. PSMR, the kite. Now I can divide this kite into two. And say, okay, it's fine. Let me just join this here. Okay, now I want you to see something. Remember, the length from S to M it is 5, but similarly from N to T it is 4 plus 1. This is 5, so it means this is the same. It is 5, right? Now I want you to consider these two triangles. Oh, remember here, I want you to see everything. Remember here we said it is 90 degrees. Why? Tangent perpendicular to radius. Okay. Now it means similarly here we also have 90 degrees because they are on the straight line. So I want you to see between these two triangles. Okay. There is congruency there. Remember, if I'm having something like this, the first triangle, 90, the second one also 90 here. And can you see that they share a common side, PS? So PS it is a common side, and we just said NS it is okay. Can you see that? Let me use a different part. This thing we said now these two lengths are equal to one another. Okay, then by using congruency, we now see that this side is going to be equal to that side. So it means now this triangle PNS, I don't know how to call it, but the naming is very important. I'll call it PNS. Okay, I'm gonna say triangle PNS. You see where I stated PNS is gonna be congruent to triangle PMS. Triangle PMS. Now with the reason right HS. Okay, but now I want you to also see into this triangle. I want you to also see this triangle here. Okay, I'm gonna return something here. If I'm having this part here, I want you to see also in this triangle here. Okay, in these two triangles there. I want you to see something. Can you see that this angle here, we said it is 90 because tangent perpendicular to radius. Similarly here, it is 90 tangent also perpendicular to what? To radius. So if this is 90 and that is 90, and this, it is equal to that, and these two are equal. Can you see that this one, it is also a common point? So it means now P and S, triangle PNS. Can you see? I want you to see this. Okay. You say this is 90 here. Okay. 90 there, 90 here. We are saying these sides are equal because we proved they are radius. Then this is a this and this, they are common points. Then this, okay, we proved sorry. Okay, can you see that they are also congruent? Yes, P and S, it is congruent to P. I said P and S. No, I think I'm done with P and S. I wanted to say PSM, okay, PSM or PMS. Let me say PMS, PMS, okay. So it's gonna be congruent to triangle PMR, PMR with RHS. But now, can you see if this is congruent to that? Okay, let me say if this is congruent to this and also this is congruent to this. Similar, it means now this is congruent to that. So what we can do, we can say now triangle PNS, it is congruent to triangle PMS, which is also congruent to triangle PMK. Now let's see how is that going to help us. Remember now, area of PNS, it is just triangle of NPS, right? But now the area of quadrilateral PMS, the one I did with a highlighter here, PSMR what that quadrilateral there, I can also divide it into two quadrilaterals, right? Which is PMS, again, PMS and PMR. So instead of saying quadrilateral, I'm gonna say triangle PMS plus triangle PMK, PMC, PMR. Yo, so this is PMR. If the handwriting confuses me, so yes, PMR, okay, triangle PMR. Now, if the triangles are congruent, it means now their dimensions are equal. So it means here, whatever the dimension here is gonna be, since well they are congruent, I can say it is triangle NPS divided by twice triangle NPS. Okay. Since these two, they are both equal to NPS, not necessarily equal, but congruent. Okay. So yes, so the answer is 1 divided by 2 there for 2 marks. Okay. Now for 2 marks. Okay. What you can also do is that, okay, you can find the area of this triangle. Okay, the area of this triangle, then find it, then area of this plus this, then you see it will give you half. Thank you very much. Let's meet on the next video.